I am Ramadas, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, Vignan University, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. I welcome you all for this video sessions, and today we are going to see about the push-down automata. So before we are going to enter into this push-down automata, this course, this is the unit 4 for the BTech students, push-down automata. And this push-down automata, before that we have to the introductions about this languages. So as of now, we know that there are 4 types of languages are there. That is a type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. That is phrase unstructured, grammars and context sensitive grammars, context free grammar and regular grammars. So these grammars are generating the languages. For example, if the regular grammar, the generating the languages, that's called as a regular language. Whereas this context free language, context free grammar, which generates the languages, that is called as a context free languages. Likewise, every grammars that generated the languages. So the regular languages, there is, we know that there are 2 approaches for describing that regular languages. First thing is that we have to go for this build automata. So automata, which is accept the strings in the languages. First, we know that we can go for describing these regular languages when the language is said to be regular. Where if this automata that accept the strings in that language, then the language is said to be a regular language. Right? Regular language is a language which accept the strings, that is the finite automata that accept the strings. So if finite automata accept the strings means that is called as a regular languages. In some other definition, that is another one definitions is that is a regular expressions that describes the strings in that languages. The regular expressions that describes strings in the language. So if it is the regular expression that describes the strings in the language, then it is a regular languages. So the regular expressions that generate all the strings in the languages. So the regular expression that generate all the strings in that languages. So it is useful for list of all strings in that languages. So the regular expressions which is used for listing all the strings in that languages. Likewise, finite automata recognize all of its strings in the language. Finite automata that accept or recognize the strings in that language. So it is useful for detecting whether the specific string is in that language or not. So we can go for build the finite automata and regular expressions. If the string is recognized by the finite automata, then the language is said to be a regular. Second, if the regular expressions and describe the strings in the languages, it's also recognized by the finite automata, then it is called as a regular languages. Similarly, the regular expression that generate all of its strings in that languages. So main useful for list of all the strings in that languages, and second one for automata recognize all the strings in that languages, and useful for detecting whether the string is in that language or not. So this is what the small introductions about that. What is the regular languages? So we know that context regular languages, that is called as a regular grammar. A grammar is generated, that is the language that generated the strings, that may be a regular grammar likewise. Now, the finite automata that accepts the regular languages, finite automata that accept the regular languages, where this finite automata having very small memories, very little bit of memory is there. Okay, so we may need unbounded memory to recognize the context-free languages. When we go for seeing these context-free languages, we need unbounded memory. We need unbounded memory to recognize the context-free languages. Whereas, if you go for that regular languages are recognized by the finite automata, where this finite automata, it will take only little bit amount of memory, very small amount of memory is there. Whereas here in this context-free languages, that is a type 2, in this context-free languages, type 2 languages or context-free languages. So this context-free languages that we need unbounded memory to recognize to the context-free languages. Examples, so we have 0 power n and 1 power n. That means this is the language. So the language that consists of strings, zeros and ones, where the strings zeros followed by 1. So the string that consists of 0 followed by 1, where the number of zeros and number of ones are same, because the n value belongs to the strings and requires unbounded counting of that one. So we need that unbounded counting. So we need more amount of memory spaces. So for that, the finite automata adding in a memory device, we can go for add for memory. We have to go for add the memory into finite automata that store the extra informations. So I repeat this, regular languages are recognized by finite automata, where context-free languages are recognized by push-down automata. Simple. So context-free languages are recognized by push-down automata. So what is the difference between the finite automata and push-down automata? So finite automata, there is no memory. It is very small or little bit amount of memory is there. Whereas if you go for context-free languages, we need unbounded memory is required. So for that, we are going to add some memory portions into the finite automata, right? So that is what called the memory device for the automation to store the extra information. That is called a finite automata. We are going to add into a memory device. That's a memory device for that automation or automaton to store that extra informations in that one. So that is called a push-down automata. So finite automata with memory, unbounded memory, then that is the difference of this finite automata and push-down automata. So in push-down automata, it differs from finite state machine in two ways. One is that it can use the top of the stack to decide which transitions to take. So it has using the stack. So the push-down automata that uses the concept of stack, where the stack that contains the symbols, that is the input symbols are in the stacks. So we use the top of the stack to decide which transitions take place. And second, it can manipulate the stack as part of the performing transitions. So it can manipulate the stack as part of performing a transition. So a push-down automata read as a given input string from left to right. So we have to understand that the push-down automata, it read the input from left to right. So in this two way only, we can go for differ from this push-down automata and finite automata. So first point, it can use the top of the stack to decide which transitions is to take. And second, it manipulates the stack as part of performing a transitions. So in finite automata, if you go for any transitions, we may go for give some input, it make a transition from one state into that another state. Whereas in push-down automata, also doing the same, when we apply some input, then it make a transition from one state into another state. But while we go for manipulate this, they are using the concept of stack to performing a transition. So based on that stack, it will perform this operations. So in this two way, it is differ from this finite automata and push down automata. So this is what the difference between this finite automata and push down automata. And push down automata is a PDA, that is a abbreviated form. PDA is equipped with stack based memory, because already I told you that it is needed more memory, that is unbounded memory. We are going to add the memory device into the finite automata. So it is the push down automata that equipped with a stack based memory. So each transition is based on the current input symbol and the top of the stack. So there is a transition while we go for make transition from one state into another state. In this situation, it is based on that current input symbol, that is the input buffer which contains the input symbols. That is only one symbol at a time. So the input buffer is there, and another one is that stack. So the stacks also contain that symbol. So for example, like this, have a stack. So the stack that contains the input symbol Z or Z not, always it is the bottom of the stack. So all the input symbols are pushed onto this stack or popped. So there is a two operations there, push and pop. So that means in every input symbol and the top of the stack, it is based on the transitions. The transition based on that current input symbol and the top of the stack. Next, optionally, we'll go for that pops the top of the stack and push the new symbols onto the stack. So there are two operations on the stack. So we know that the stack operations, that is push and pop. So push means we are going to insert the symbols into the stack, and pop means we are going to remove the elements from that stacks. So while, for example, while we go for arranging the books one by one on order, that is that in the pile format, then we are going to insert, and pop means the top element only is going to removing. So pushing, that is insert, and pop, that means removing from that stack. So the removing from the top of the stacks. The top element has removed, like a data structures. So initially the stack hold a special symbol. Initially the stack hold a special symbol, that is Z0. That is Z0 is a special symbol that indicates the bottom of the stack. So a stack that contains like that. So the bottom of the stack that contains the special symbol is Z or Z0. So this is indicates that bottom. That is the bottom of that stack. So this is the diagrammatic representations of that push down automata, where in this push down automata there is an input buffer, and this input buffer which is used for input symbols. So whatever we are giving this input symbols, all these input symbols are into the input tape. So we have only one symbols. So we can go for all the input symbols are stored into that input tape or input buffer. And next one is that stack. The stack that contains, this is the bottom of the stack, which is contains Z0. So when we go for push the element and pop up the element, so it has to be done in the top of the stack. All the operations are performed in the top of the stack. So the top of the stack which contains the elements based on that. So next is that the finite control. So the finite control having two pointers, the pointer that means the transition function, because it is mentioned as a delta. Delta is a transition or mapping function. Transitions or mapping functions. While we go for make a transitions, this push down automata consider both the current input symbol in the input tape and the top element on the stack. So based on this two, it is decided whether it goes to for push the element in the stack or pop the element from the stack. So the push down automata can be defined informally. There are 7 tuples. The push down automata, there are 7 tuples. Whereas in finite automata, there are 5 tuples, that is Q, sigma, delta, Q naught, F. So far we have seen only the 5 tuples in push down automata. Finite automata. Whereas in push down automata, PDA, that contains 7 tuples. Because we have additionally, we added the memory that is called as a stack. So this symbol which is used for a stack alphabets. What is the stack alphabet? It's contained that one. And Z0, this Z0 always indicates the bottom of the stack. Z0 belongs to that stack alphabet, where Z0 is a symbol on that stack. So rest of the symbols are the same, like a finite automata. For example, Q is a finite set of states. How many states are there? All these finite states are represented by Q. Q is nothing but finite set of states. There are many number of states there. So all the states are given like that in Q. And sigma, where sigma is a finite set in which is called as a input alphabet. Sigma is a finite set of input symbols. And the symbol is a finite, the symbol which is a finite in which called as a stack alphabet symbol. We can call this as a stack alphabet symbol. And this delta is a transition function. Delta is a transition function, that is mapping function is Q into sigma with alphabet, that is stack alphabet, that implies Q into stack alphabet power star. Second, next one, Q naught. So Q naught is the starting state. Q naught is the starting state, and the alphabet, Z naught is belongs to that stack alphabet. So starting symbol on the stack is Z naught or Z. And F is a subset of this states Q, where F is nothing but a final state. A final state is a subset of the states Q. Q is a finite set of states. So F is a final or accepting states. So this is the formal definitions of the push down automata. Formal definitions of push down automata. So now let's go for see the languages. So what is the languages are there? Consider the language L. L implies W. So the W stands for strings, set of strings. Any strings from this context free languages, where this belongs to that input symbol, that is sigma star. W is a string of balanced digits. Balanced digits, that means strings that consist of zeros and ones. That is, the strings consist of zeros and one over this alphabet sigma. So that is a balanced strings, and we can exploit these stacks. Our advantages is whenever we see the zero, that is push it on to the stack. Whenever we see the zero, we can push it onto the stack. and whenever we see the 1, it pop the stack, it pop the corresponding 0 from the stack. That is very important. Otherwise, it is fail or not matching. So we have 2 pointers are there. One pointer, that is a input tape, that points the current input symbol. And second pointer that points the top of the stack. So whenever we see the element 0, then it means it's pushed onto the stack. It is pushed onto that stack. And whenever we see 1, pop the corresponding 0 from the stack, or it may be failed or not matching with this current input and the stack symbol. When the input is consumed, if the stack is empty, then we can call it as a accept. Then we can call it as a accept. Again, I repeat this one. When we can go for accepting, when it is getting rejected, and when it getting transitions. So, let's take the language. The language consists of the strings zeros and ones. The language consists of strings, zeros and ones over the alphabet. Where these zeros and ones are balanced strings. Zeros and ones are balanced string. That means number of zeros and number of ones same. That is a balanced zeros and ones, where the W is nothing but it is a string. The string is denoted in the letter of the W, that consisting only on strings. Next, whenever we see the 0 in the input tape, then we can go for the 0 is pushed onto that stack. Next, whenever we see a 1, it is pop the corresponding 0 from the stack. So 0 means it is pushed onto the stack. If it is 0, for example, if it has 0 in this input tape, it is pushed onto the stack. A stack that contains the bottom of the stack always contains as Z0 or Z. If you see this input is 0, it is pushed onto that stack. Whenever it sees the 1, it is popped. Whenever see this, it is popped from the stack. That is a balanced string concept. That is number of zeros and number of ones always same. Same number of zeros and ones. So we have a balanced digits. Now let's go for see this, the pushdown automata that accepting the language a power n, b power n, where n is greater than or equals 1. So a power n, b power n, or n is greater than or equal to 1. So what are the languages generated by this? What are the strings are generated by the languages? First, I am just list out that A, B, B. Because n is greater than or equal to 1. Or else we may go for that A, B. A, B, B. So, number of A's and number of B's are equal. Number of A's and number of B's are equal, whereas A followed by B. A followed by B. So, now let's go for design a pushdown automata for accepting a language. So, the language then consists of strings like that. So, we may go for extended one more strings, that 4 number of A's and followed by 4 number of B's. Like that and so on it is going. So, AA where n equals 1, then we may go for AB. When n equal to 2, that is AA, BB, where n equals 3, triple A, triple B. Likewise 4A's, 4B for n equals 4. So, these are all the strings which is generated by the languages. Okay. Now, let's go for that starting state. there are how many states are there here? 4 states are there. The states are represented, the states are written Q. Q is a finite set of states. How many states are there? Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. So we have 4 states, namely Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Next is that Q0 is a starting state. Q0 is a starting state. So Q0 is the starting state. And Q3 is the final state or accepting state. Q3 is a final or accepting state. Now we have a stack symbol. So what is the stack symbol? That is called as a Z. Z is a stack symbol. So this push-down automata that contains that unbounded memory. For the purpose of unbounded memory, it is used the symbols Z0, that is, which indicates the bottom of the stack. Which indicates that bottom of that stack. Okay. So how can we go for design the logic of this one? How can we go for draw this push-down automata? So first of all, we have to understand what is the logic behind this for drawing this or we can build this push-down automata. So in this one, if any number of zeros and any number of ones are equal, if it is equal means, for example, AB and AA, BB, and we may get AA, BB likewise. So we have some center position is needed here. We have some center position is needed here. So what we can go for design this logic, whenever we see this A, whenever we are going to read the input A, the A has pushed onto the stack. That means whenever we are seeing the input 0, it is pushed onto that stack. Likewise, if we have the strings like A, B, AA, BB, A, triple B and so on like that, there are generating many strings. The language may generate many strings like this. Whereas in this case, now we can go for see this A, starting state A. If you go for apply the input A, if you go for apply this input A, this is the input A for starting state. If you go for apply the input A, the input pointer that read this input A. So already I told you there are 2 pointers are there. One is called as a input tape that contains one pointer that read the input, that is left to right, first one character at a time. So it will take the first characters. And another one pointer will be there, that is a stack pointer. The stack pointer, initially the stack is become empty. The stack has become empty. So we have the pointer that point to that is Z. Right? So if you go for reading the input A, where this symbol A is pushed onto the stack. So we may get A is Z. A is Z, which indicates means this A is Z that indicates means, for example, this is what is Z. There is a bottom of the stack. Z is the bottom of the stack, and this what stack may contain input A. So this is what we are writing here. A is an input, the finite control machine having two pointers. First pointer that point to the input reader, input tape, and second pointer it is point to the current stack. So initially it is become empty. So empty is denoted like a Z, and we'll go for reading A. What we have designed this one, whenever it's read the input A, the A is pushed onto that stack. So this A is pushed onto the stack, then we may write like that, A is Z. A is Z. So after reading this A is Z, then again we will go for reading another one A. If you go for reading another one A, right? So in this case, the next input is what? A, where A is the input, and this is the current stack pointers, current input stack pointers. So again it is reading A, then we may get A. So this stack contains again get A. Right? So this is the way we can go for writing this inputs on this every transitions. In this way, we can go for writing the transitions. For every input transitions, we are going to write like this. This is the meaning of that. What is here A, and what is an Z, and what is that stack that contains. After reading this one, what will be the operations? Either push or pop. Here we have, whenever it read the input A, the element A has pushed onto that stack. Okay. Similarly, whenever it see the input B, it is popped from the stack. It is popped from that stack. So how can we go for that? The number of A's and number of B's are equal or matching like that. So for example, I designed this logic A, B. If I give this input A and input B, first where n equals 1, first it read the input A, so it is pushed onto the stack. Is that not? Or is that? And whenever read the input A, it is pushed onto the stack, and whenever it read the B, the topmost element in the stack is popped. Whenever A, it is push. Whenever B, it is popped. So if we have a strings or like A, B, B, because we need equal number of A's and equal number of A's and B's. So if it is reading A, it pushed onto the stack. If we again read the input A, again it is pushed onto that stack. Whenever it is read the B, it is pushed onto that, it is popped from that stack. Whenever it read the input B, the stack element, the top of the stack element has popped from that B. Similarly, the next is that B, where this B also popped from that stack. So there are two elements are pushed onto the stack, and there is a two elements is popped from that stack. So then we can come to the conclusions where this stack has empty, because it is reaches to that, after popped this element A, the pointer that point to the stack, empty stack, that is Z, then it will call as a, there is no input. So we can denote it here lambda. So lambda is here, meaning is that epsilon. So far we have seen epsilon, which is a empty string. So the empty strings are denoted by epsilon. Here in this diagram, this is the meaning of the lambda means is also we can denote it by epsilon. The epsilon is denoted in this way, that is empty strings, either epsilon symbol or this lambda symbol. If the input is empty, if the string is empty, means we can denote it either by epsilon, or we can denote it by lambda. Okay. Now we can go for design this logic. This language, which is equal number of A's followed by equal number of B's. So the language that contains equal number of A's or equal number of B's. So the logic for this push down automata can be applied. First we push all A's onto the stack. What is that? First we push all the A's onto the stack. Then on reading every single B, each A is popped from the stack. So this is what we have designed this logic. Whenever you read the A, it push the A's onto the stack. Whenever reading the single B, the A is popped from the stack. So if we read all the B's and remove all the A's, and if we get stack empty, then the string will be accepted. So the push down automata is accepted. Otherwise, it is rejected. That means it is not accepted. Whereas if we have A, B, B, we will try with this one, A, B, B. So A, for reading A, first is Z0. Reading A, it is going for input the stack. Then it will go for read the B, it is popped up from the stack. And next to B, there is no number of A's because it is an epsilon, empty, epsilon. So in this case, the B, there is no element popped from the stack that is not matches with that one. So that is not equal number of A's or equal number of B's. So that this string is not accepted. Whereas if we have A, B, B, that means equal number of A's and equal number of B's. So that's what we are designing this strings like that. So next we are going to see this instantaneous descriptions. So in short form, we can write it as ID. So what is that ID? That stands for instantaneous descriptions. How we can go for writing this push down automata in instantaneous description? So this ID is an informal notation of how a push down automata computes an input string and make the decisions. That strings is accepted or rejected. See, an instantaneous description is a triple tuples. I mean 3 tuples like that. That is a triple. Q, W, alpha. We may take this one. The descriptions of this triple is that Q, W, alpha. Q, W, alpha. Where Q that describes the current state. What is the current state of that stack? And W that describes the remaining input. W that describes that remaining input. And alpha that describes the stack contents on top of the stacks. So alpha that describes the stack contents top at the left. So we'll see this instantaneous descriptions with an example. In this one, there is a sign. This type of sign is there. This sign that describes the turnstile notations. It is called as a turnstile notations and represents one move. It is meaning by one moving, whether we can go for push or pop. So it is using this symbol. So this symbol we can call as a turnstile notations. It describes the turnstile notations and represents only one move. whereas the same symbol with the clean closure star sign that indicates a sequence of moves. For example, we may write like this: P, B, T, this contains symbols, and Q, W, alpha. So what is the P and what is the Q? What is the P and what is the Q? So we have a transition. We have a transition from P to Q. We have a transition from P to Q. So that is mentioned this in this above example. While taking a transitions from P to Q, the input symbol is B. B is an input symbol. So this P is an input symbols on this P and consume. Then top of the stack is T. The top of the stack is the T. The T that indicates its meaning is what is the current symbol on top of the stack. Okay. That implies W, that is T, is represented a new string as a alpha. So W is a string, that is for we have transition from P to Q. We have transition from P to Q with the input symbol B, with input symbol. For example, we have P is one state and Q is another one state. Then we have a input transitions for the B input. So we have a transition moving from one state into that another state. So this already we have seen in deterministic finite automata or NFAs. Here, three parameters. One is for P stands for that state, transition state P, and input symbol, and T is the current state on the stack. So by using this, we can go for describe this instantaneous, the turnstile notations. Let's we take this one. For example, from this input, what we are the input has taken here and what will be the output of this one. Let's we see this one. Q naught. Q naught will take the same sum Q naught. Q naught is the starting state. Q naught is the starting state. Q naught. Q naught is the starting state. So for the state, I am given the input as, what is the input I am taken here? A, B, B. So because what is the language is given? A power n, B power n, where n is greater than or equal to 1. So this language, I am taken this strings A, B, B. I taken this strings is that A, B, B. That means number of A's are equal and number of B's are equal. Whether the string is generated by this language and it is recognized by this push-down automata. So this language is a context-free language, CFL. So we have to prove that that language is a context-free languages. So for that case, we have to go for this push-down automata. To recognize that language, we have to design this push-down automata. Here, A, B, B. So what is the logic we have seen this for this sum? Every A is reading this input A, it is pushed onto that stack. So we have this stack symbol. This is the stack. The bottom of the stack that indicates Z. So Q naught with the input A. First input is that A. So we are taking this first input A. On what is the current symbol on the stack? It is stack is initially is an empty, which contains only the stack symbol. That is a stack alphabet, that is Z. So Z is the stack alphabet. So in this case, what it is going that there is a transition from Q0 to Q1. So there is a transition from Q0 to Q1. If the input is A, means we are pushing the symbol A onto the stack. The input A has pushed onto the stack A. So we have the input A, this A has pushed onto that stack. Right? So what is the current stack position? So the pointer that point to that A is Z. At the bottom of the stack Z, that is Z is in stack alphabet A. So that is mentioned as A Z. A Z. Next, what is the state now? Current state Q1. Q1 with input A. Q1 with input A. So again one more A. So what we have to do these operations? So we have to push the A onto the stack. So we can go for make one more A's onto the stack. Now this pointer is point to that place. So what is the stack now? The stack that contains Z, A and A. That is the stack. So state is that Q1 A. Next, the Q1, next we will go for reading the input B. What is the B meaning is that? The B meaning is the top of this pointer is point to the A. So that A is here. Now the input is B. In this case, we have to pop the element from the stack. That means the top of the stack is what? A. The A has to be popped whenever it read the input B. So now the state transition goes to Q1 to Q2. The state transition that goes Q1 to Q2. Okay. So that the A is the remain next element after popped. This is popped now. It is popped. Because it read the input B, the element of the stack element, top of the stack element has popped from that B. Next, from state Q2, if you apply the input B, what is the current position of the stack is? Next to A. I mean, this A. This is already popped. Again, one more A has to be popped. So this A also popped from the stack, and the stack that contains the empty. So empty is denoted as epsilon. Empty is denoted as a epsilon. Then Q2, current state is a Q2. If you apply the input epsilon onto this Z, I mean stack, the current pointer is that Z, then we can go for this Q3, Q3 also epsilon. So what is that? There is no input on the input tape, and there is no transitions or anything on that stack, and the stack also empty, so that it is goes to Q3, which indicates the Q3 is the accepting state and Q0 is the starting state. So Q0 is the starting state and Q3 is the accepting state. So we can build the Pushdown automata. So the state is circled by starting state. We can labeled by Q0. So for this state, if you apply the input A, on current input state is that then it is pushed onto that. It is pushed onto that stack A is Z. A is Z. So it has a transition from Q0 to Q1. So we have this as Q1. Next, state Q1, next input is A. If we have this input A, it is coming to this same state Q1. So what we have meaning is, it is self loop. Self loop with input A, and currently stack is A, then we may get AA. We may get AA. Okay. Similarly, Q1 for the input B, if you go for applying this input B with current stack symbol is A, it goes to Q2. It goes to Q2. So we have this input symbol is B and current stack symbol is A. So what will be coming there? It is popped from that stack. So we may go to that state Q2 and then stack that contains A. So we can go for construct this push-down automata either from this diagram to this instantaneous descriptions or from this instantaneous description to push-down automata. So we can go for conversions from this push-down automata into instantaneous description. So the instantaneous description is step-by-step transitions. It explained that step-by-step transition. So finally it is reached to the state Q3. So Q3 is the final state. So this final state is represented by a circle and with the epsilon transitions and epsilon transitions, then Z nothing. So it is going like this. Okay. So if you go for applying this input, again B, Q2 B with current state, again it come to that Q2 B. Okay. So this is the way we can go for building this push-down automata. So first we have to design this push-down automata. That is very important here. Look at this. The same. This push-down automata accepting the language A power n, B power n. So if you go for reading the input A, with initially the input stack is, initially the input is, the stack contains empty, that is Z. So it contains the stack, it is A means it is pushed onto the stack. A means it is pushed onto the stack and there is a transition from Q0 to Q1, A is Z. Next, for the state Q1, if you apply the input A, what is the current input symbol A? The top of the stack is this A. So after reading A, this A also pushed onto the stack. So the stack that contains A. Right? Next, for the state Q1, if we apply the input B, okay, if you go for apply this input B, then the A has to be popped from that stack. So this A can be popped from that stack. So this A can be popped from that stack. So after that, there is only one A coming here. So two A's. So remaining is that A and empty. That is a lambda. Suppose again it may read one more B. Again it reading one more B. Again the one more A is also popped from that stack. And then after the stack is become epsilon. Now the input also epsilon and stack pointer is a bottom of the stack, and output is also, it is an epsilon. So it is reached to the Q3. So once you go for reaching this Q3, it is a final state. So the given string has accepted. Let me see this example. The same, I may take these examples AA, BB. AA, BB. So we may write instance descriptions, delta of, what is the starting state? Q naught. Starting state Q naught, comma A, on what is the current stack input symbol is Z. Current input symbol is Z. So the same thing only we are explaining here. In this next slide, we'll see this one. Q naught, A, and current input stack is that one was Z. See here, A, input symbol is A, Z is the current stack pointer, that is empty. After reading the A is pushed onto the stack. That is now the stack that contains A, Z, and there is a transition for the input A. It goes to Q0 to Q1. Right? So this is what here I am given here. Q0, A, stack is initially is the bottom of the stack is empty. So is that it goes to Q1, A is that. A is that. Now we come to that Q1. So after reading that, we can come to that Q1. Now Q1, again reading one more A. So first A is an input. First A is the input like that. This is the stack symbol. Stack symbol is what already one A has pushed onto the stack. So the stack pointer that points always top of the stack A. Okay. So in this case, we can go for, again A has pushed onto the stack, then we may get AA. So it is coming to the same state Q1. So there is no transition to the next state. The state is coming to the same state. So Q1, again input A and A, then we can go for push into this Q1 comma AA. So in this case, we can go for repeating this process again Q1, B with A, then we reach to the state Q2 and only one stack symbol, that is A. Again, to go for reading B, A has popped from that stack, so it is gone. Then after empty, so epsilon. Again Q2, epsilon, the current stack is Z and it goes to Q3. So Q3 is the final state or accepting state. So where the Q0 is a start state and Q3 is the accepting state. Right? We'll see this one more instantaneous description, that is ID, instantaneous descriptions. We can take the simulations. From these simulations, we'll see this one. So we are taking the input is here, triple A's and triple B. We have taken here triple A and triple B. So Q0 is the initial state. We have triple A and triple B, that's the input, and the stack. Stack always contain that Z0. The same concept, we can go for applying here Z. So there is a transition for Q0 to Q1 for the input A. For the input A. So there is a transition for the input A for the state Q0. So it comes to the state Q1. Okay, so Q1, the remaining input is what? A, that is the input tape that contains AA triple B. Because after reading the first A, the A has pushed onto the stack AZ. Initially the stack has empty. After reading this first A, it is pushed onto the stack. Now they control in this state of Q1. So from the state Q1, again we will go for reading the next input A. Whenever it's read the input A, the design has A has pushed onto the stack. So again this A has pushed onto the stacks. Now the stack that contains another one A, first A and second A. Okay, next again this Q1, it's read the A, then it is pushed onto the stack. So we may get another A, it is pushed onto that stack. Now the stack contains, stack always point to the top of the stack. So A, Z. Now let's we go for reading this input B. So from state Q1 and we go for applying the input B, there is a transition from state Q1 to Q2. And one more thing, what is the stack operations? Whenever it read the B, it is popped from that stack. The element A, the top of the element is popped from that stack. So this element A has popped from that stack. So remaining what? AA is Z. So we may have AA is Z. Next input is next B. The same operations. Again, it is another one element has popped from that stack. So the stack that contains only A is Z. Again, we'll go for applying the input B. Next element also popped from that stack. So the stack, the state is contained in the Q2, but there is no input. We read all the A's and all the B's. So the input is epsilon and the stack is Z, and the stack is Z, that is empty. Stack alphabet only is there. So in this case, what is the transitions? In this case, what is the transition? For Q2, okay, this is what? Q2 delta of Q2 comma epsilon and stack symbol is Z. So Q2, if you go for input is an epsilon. Epsilon means what here? It is a lambda. For Z, it goes to state Q3. So Q3, I made it here. It's a final state. So we'll see here. Q2 epsilon, that is empty, and stack is Z. Then it will come to that state Q3, where Q3 is the final state. So it reached to the final state. It reached to the final state. So Q3 is the accepting state or final state. So where Q0 is the start state and Q3 is the accepting state. So this instantaneous descriptions, by using this instantaneous descriptions, and we can go for make one solutions. We can take any strings and we can go for instantaneous descriptions. Then we can understand whether it is accepting or rejecting by using this one. So in this way only we are going to build the push-down automata. Okay, let's we go for see the one more example for the push-down automata. So example 2. Let's we go for see this next example. What is the push-down automata? Construct the push-down automata for the language L equals A power n, B power 2n. A power n, B power 2n. So what we have previously seen in this, The language in first example, a power n, b power n, where n is greater or equal to 1. So this is a language. That language, it is a context-free language because this push-down automata, it recognizes that one. Context-free language. And we have to also prove that this language is a context-free language and it is recognized by the push-down automata. So in this case, we have this given languages a power n, b to n. That means if you have the strings, a means for single a, 2 number of b's. And a means 4 b's. Likewise, we may have if n equals, so it may come like this, triple A, 6 b's like that, it is growing. So these are all the strings which is generated by these languages. But how can we go for make a design for this push-down automata? So what is the logic we have designed this one? For every push-down automata, we have to design a logic. How can we go for recognize this by push-down automata? How can we go for push the element to the stack, and how it will go for pop the element from this stack? So here the strings, if you go for consider, there is no equal number of A's or equal number of B's. So for example, in this previous sum, if we have AA, BB, when this stack and this is the input, so we can go for pop. Similarly, if you have the same A and B, again we will go for pop. So whenever we encounters the A and we encounters the B, so in both places, input pointers is having B and stack that contains A, then we can go for pop the element from the stack. And similarly for next B, there is another one A is popped from that stack. But here there is no any center positions. So the language does not contains that A power n, C, B power n like that. The C is maybe a center positions or not. But there is no like that here. In this case, every A there is a B's, 2 number of B's, A and 4 B's. So how can we go for that matching this? How can we go for designing this push-down automata for this? I can go for reading this input single A. I can go for push 2 A's onto this stack. 2A onto that stacks. The next A, if I read this one, it's also reading that. Again the same, another 2 A's on pushed onto that stack. Right? For every single A, reading this input A, I am going to push 2 A's onto the stack. So now I may get every A's I have 2 A's. Every A's I have 2 A's. So B, B's likewise. Then I may go for comparing this both. If we have, it is going to pop. If I am matching this A with the B, matching with this A and B, whenever I encounter the B and stack that contains the A symbol, it is popped from that stack. Whenever I am reading the A input, I push 2 A's onto the stack. So that is the logic design behind this push-down automata. Let's go for see this one. So initial state. So Q0 is the initial state. Okay. So in initially it read the first A. So I may take this input small. I may take this input A, B, B. Right? So for that, first it read the A. So stack that contains the input, Z is Z. Reading this input A and stack pointer that point to that Z. So what is the logic I made it here? For reading single A, I am going to push 2 A's onto the stack. I am going to push 2A onto the stack. So I may take this one A and one more A. Right? So now this contains A. And again, if I am going for read the one more A's, if I go for reading one more A and current input symbol is A, then the A is pushed onto that stack. So I may go for this A, I pushed onto this stack. Right? So one more A's. Likewise, I may go for that, pushed onto that stack. A. For every reading single A, I may go for push 2 number of A's. Whereas here, what is the input I am taken here? A. After reading this A, Q0 with A is that it is 2 A's pushed onto the stack. Yes, 2 A's pushed onto that stack and it's come back to the same state. Next, I am going for reading this input B. So Q0, state B. Already the stack that contains the input A, that is one more A is there. That means what? It is going to pop. Okay, it is going to that pop. So there is a transition from Q0 to Q1. Q0 to Q1, where for input B, I am going to pop the element A from that stack. So I may go for pop the element from that stack. Okay, so I may go for pop the element A from that stack. Right? So again, if I go for read B, next B from the state B1, again one more element is going to pop from that stack. Okay, so finally lambda is there. Lambda is an input, empty. So there is no input on that input tape and stack that contains a Z, and finally it will go for this empty, that is goes to state Q2. It is go to that state Q2. Right? So if I reading one single A, I am going to push this stack is 2 A's. Again, if I am going for reading this A, I may go for, so what is I am taken here? A. So B and another one B likewise. So could you understand now how many B's are here? 4 B's. How many A's are in the stack? 4 A's. For every B, I am reading the B, I am going to pop the A's from that one. For every B, I am going to pop this element from that stack. How I get this 4 A's? How I get this 4 A's? For every single A, reading this input single A, I am going to push 2 A's onto the stack. So based on this logic, now this stack that contains 4 A's, I may go for taking this input A and 4 B's, I may go for this acceptable or rejected. So take the first A for state Q0 first A and this A and Z. So A is pushed onto that stack. So the stack that contains this A is Z. double A is Z. So you may contain this double A is Z. A is an input and Z is a stack symbol initially. Then every single A, it is going to push 2 A's onto the stack. So A, right? And next thing, this another one input, again one more A. For this A, again I am going to push another one A's. So I mean 2 A's, I am going to push this one. So the stack that contains is that 4 A's. Right? Now I am going to read the input B. I am going to read the input B. That means it have a transition from Q0 to Q1 for the input B with the stack that points the A. So if I read this B, I am going to pop the element from the stack. So one A has popped from that stack. Okay. Likewise, if every B is, I am going to pop the element A from that stack. If both input also empty and the stack pointer is Z and there is no more any inputs or anything, then we may go to that Q2, that is a final state or accepting state. Okay, so this is the logic. Based on the logic, we are designing this push-down automata. So look at this, every number of A's, for every n number of A's and 2n number of B's, as we are going to push on this one. So we simple logic, that is, if every single A, we will push 2 A's. Every B's, we are going to, only 1 A should be get popped from that stack. That is important here. For every A's, we will push 2 A's onto the stack. And the B means only 1 A should be get popped from the stack. So that is the logic behind here. Then we will get this B to power n count and sequence. Now let's go for this instantaneous descriptions as Q0. So likewise Q0, this is the same concept what we have seen in this previous example 1, the same state Q0. If you go for apply the input A, then the stack pointer, then we will go for 2 A's hash pushed onto that stacks. Right? Similarly, the same steps we are going to do this process like examples 1. There is also simulations also I have done here. I may take this strings here, what we have just seen. A, B, 4 B's, 2 A's, 4 B's. So first we go for C here. Q0, the first input A, input pointer A, stack Z. Okay, so we'll take Q0. Q0 for A. Q0 for A means we are going to push 2 A's onto the stack. So the controls come back to the same state, so Q0. Right? Again, if you go for reading another one input A, again 2 more A's also added into the stack. So we may get the same state Q0 with the 4 A's with Z on the stack. Now the input is Q0 B. So if you go for Q0 B means what? Every B's we are going to pop single A from the stack. So for this Q0 B, we are going to pop only 1 elements from that one, but it goes to the state Q1. Okay, it goes to the state Q1. So this 1B, the Q1, so 1B already is popped, so we can go for 1A is gone. So remaining 3 B's and 3 A's. Now there is a transition Q1 to Q2 B's and for this A on the stack. Okay, so it is come to that again Q2 to QB is coming again, come back to the same state, that is Q2. It's come to that Q2 B and A, again this B and A is come to the same state. So Q2 epsilon, it goes to Q3. So Q2 epsilon, it goes to that Q3. So it is a Q3. So Q2 and is that it is going for accepting this push-down automata. So this is what we can go for this, what is push-down automata and what is the instantaneous descriptions. Likewise, we can go for any language they may be given. We have to prove that whether this language is a context-free languages. So the way we have to prove that the language is context-free language or not. So we have to use that one, it is a push-down automata. Whereas in regular language, sometimes how can we prove that language is regular or not? So we are going to use the concept of pumping lemma. We have to go for use the concept of pumping lemma. By using this pumping lemma, we can prove whether the language is regular or not. Similarly, in context-free languages, so we can go for prove that the language is regular or not by means of, we have to go for this, which is recognized by this push-down automata. So it is once the language is recognized by the push-down automata, we can go for this language is a context-free languages. If this push-down automata is not recognized that one, then we cannot say it is a context-free languages. So this is what the fundamental difference between this regular languages and context-free languages. So we can prove that the regular languages are not by using the concept of pumping lemma. In context-free languages, we are using this push-down automata, PDA. We can accept this PDA, then the language is a context-free language. If not accepting, we cannot say that it is a context-free languages. So these two examples, it may be useful for you to understand this push-down automata. We can go for design the push-down automata. So for that, I am given one assignment for you. We can go for design this push-down automata for the language. The language consists of strings are a plus b whole power star. And what is the conditions has given here? Number of A's equal to number of B's. Number of A's equal to number of B's. There is no restriction either A followed by B or B followed by A. So any number of A's or any number of B's, but the number of A's that equals to number of B's. So please, all of you have to submit this assignment and build the push-down automata for accepting this language. A plus B whole power star and number of A's that equals number of B. And let's see this one more next video sessions for the next topics. And once again, I thank you for all for watching this video sessions. Thank you.